Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsay and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com. Week 3 of high school football bringing with it some exciting matchups as we get ready for conference play to begin in a week. It is Friday, September 19th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Happy Friday, everyone. It is time to talk some high school football as we continue to roll on here in the 2025 season. It is week 3. I'm Alyssa Orange. He is Brey Cook, and we're excited to break down some of the games we're excited to watch on this Friday night. So let's get to it. It is our Lewis Automotive opening drive, the fall kickoff event happening now at the Lewis Automotive Group. Unbeatable prices and special financing. Your next vehicle is ready for you now at one of their 3 locations, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. And Brey, let's start with our game of the week. And this is a big one, maybe in terms of a little bit of a rematch with Fayetteville headed down to Texas High. That's a 5-hour bus ride for the Purple Dogs to go down there and see if they can get a little bit of revenge on Texas High.
Well, you talk about the Lewis Automotive unbeatable prices. The unbeatable price is that ticket to that game tonight. That's going to be unbelievable. I mean, you look at the talent that Fayetteville has. You look at some of the games they've been a part of, and you look at Texas High, who had an unbelievable game against Fayetteville last year. In the last 3 games, or 2-1, they have scored 141 points. I expect some fireworks tonight in Texarkana. This is two very good football teams, well coached, some of the best athletes in the state. We're really excited for this matchup in Texarkana.
I think it's also going to be a really big test for Casey Dick and this Fayetteville team in terms of seeing exactly where they are heading in to conference play next week. Another big game, Lee Summit coming to Bentonville. And for Jody Grant's squad, they just continue to be steady and win ball games. And it's been a good ride for them so far this season.
No, it has been. And you notice my sticker here. This is a visitor's pass. I've spent the morning actually at Bentonville High School working on some photo shoots with Alex, one of our creators who works with Bentonville and all sports, working with their basketball athletes, just preparing for basketball season. The kids at Bentonville look different than the kids that I've been a part of. And I've been so high on Fayetteville and Harbor because I've been around those teams. This is my first time to go be around Bentonville High School Tigers a little bit. Man, let me just take this sticker off. I'm going to save this thing. This is gold because the Bentonville Tigers are the real deal. I know Lee Summit, very talented football team from up north. I imagine that stadium's going to be rocking tonight, but I expect the Tigers to handle business just because, like I said, those kids look a little different.
Yeah, and this is a team that is picking up right where they left off, falling last year in that state title game, trying to see if they can finally get another state title for the first time since 2014. Another game happening in our area, Little Rock Central Heritage, and an opportunity for Heritage to try to get a win on the season before conference play starts for them too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Little Rock's still trying to build some momentum. Heritage has had some better seasons in the past, and every time Heritage comes up, it comes back to building their culture, and it doesn't matter who's coming into the stadium or where you're going. You really got to focus on who you are as a team, what your culture is, what you believe in, continuing to take those steps forward, because eventually you'll take a big enough step to where you get that program running. And so you like to see them go out there and focus on those first day one details and just get so good at those things that you can't lose. And so that's
it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you just, what do they say? Sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the net, right? Like sometimes you just need to see a win to know how to win ball games, and then they start to stack on top of each other.
That's so real. For teams that know how to win and are used to winning and expect to win, I'm not going to say it's easy, but I would argue it's easier for a team that has not had success to turn that page and then start to expect those wins.
I think that's why you see how successful Greenwood is, because they just know how to win
Exactly.
ball games when it matters the most. Not trying to bring up any hard feelings from the Harbor game
Oh,
last week.
exactly. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Football game, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You're Coach Young, and you expect to have that success. And okay, there's 13 seconds left in the game. We can go for two and win it. Let's get the ball to another kid who expects to have success, and that's Kane Archer. He says, "Yeah, I'm going to find the end zone," and he does. And that's one of those things when they lined up, you almost knew like Kane's going to have the ball on this play, and he's going to somehow find the end zone.
We've talked so much about how just impressive Greenwood is from a winning streak standpoint to how they just find ways to win ball games. When I talked to Kane earlier this week, he said we always do a 2-minute drill at the end of practice on Thursdays. And that's probably one of the second or third times I've ever had to run a 2-minute drill in my career
Yeah,
at high school. Like that's
yeah.
and executed perfectly. It just, yeah, they continue to do big things down there. They're on a bye. So is a handful of other teams. We're going to talk about those teams who are on a bye as they get ready for conference play, as well as a big game for Shiloh Christian after the break.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
Matt Lewis with Lewis Automotive Group, excited to announce our trade-in, trade-up event. During this event, you get thousands extra for your trade value. Plus, it's all backed by the Lewis Guarantee. Double the factory warranty. That's a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain. Plus, you get 1 year worth of maintenance on us. This event's only going on at Lewis Automotive Group and is at all of our locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Enjoy affordable apartments with community amenities like fitness centers and resort-style pools at select locations. Golf memberships are also available at beautiful 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling a home, commercial, or investment property? Trust Lindsay and Associates, serving the community and bringing great neighbors together for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Welcome back. Got one more game to talk about before we really look at some teams who are on a bye before conference play starts. And this one, a big one. Shiloh Christian going to play Oklahoma Bethany, and not necessarily a big matchup per se, Brey, but for Shiloh Christian, when they start conference play next week, it's against Greenwood, and it's a team now with Greenwood on a bye. They get to rest a little bit. So this is really a tweak things. Let's get this thing going for Shiloh as they then look ahead to Greenwood.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, because you're absolutely right. In 2 weeks, you have one of the biggest games of the season against one of the best teams in the state. And And obviously, in the back of your mind, everyone knows that's coming up. So what do you do this week? Well, you focus on those fundamentals. You definitely attack the opponent at hand, but you'd like to go out there and make a statement. Really get after this team. Go out there and show what you're capable of to keep Greenwood on their toes. Because if you go out there and you're looking ahead to Greenwood, this is a team that comes in here and ruins your season. So you have to take care of business tonight, but you also want to make that statement. So you're not as worried about Greenwood, and as a coach, that's one of the toughest things is, guys, don't worry about that. We got to go out there tonight and get after a football team that could come in here and have a really good night against a team that's distracted. So we'd like to see Shiloh show up and really make a statement.
Yeah, it'll be really important. Talking with Coach Barner, he says, we're so focused on the process, not necessarily the results, because if you focus on the process, the results will come. And this is definitely a game where he's hoping his team is focusing on the process and not looking ahead.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about some teams who are on a bye, because a handful of teams last week were on byes like Fayetteville and Bentonville. This week, Rogers, Harbor, Bentonville West, Springdale, all those teams on byes as they get ready for a really daunting 7A West conference matchup. And I was talking to some of the coaches in the 7A West earlier this week, and it's always a good conference, but it feels like this year it is probably one of the best group of teams that the 7A West has had in a really long time, and it is going to be a gauntlet of a schedule when it starts next week.
It is. That's the feedback I've gotten from every coach around the state. Talking about 7A and how it's changed this year versus the past, and a big part of that is Harbor, having to come up, and also Springdale having success, and where those two programs are at, just raises the competition as a whole. And then, of course, we could go all day about Fayetteville and Bentonville and Rogers and what they've done. But you're right. You almost, as a coach, you look at it as your non-conference, you're almost a preseason. Let's clean things up. Some coaches have different philosophies. You want to schedule the Giants in those weeks to really test your guys. Some coaches, you want to build some confidence, maybe some smaller opponents. But for the most part, we've seen this non-conference schedule be some incredible matchups against really good teams from in-state and out-of-state. Mm-hmm. And that's just a testament to these coaches who believe that their kids can compete with anybody. And for a lot of these teams, they do. And so you're right. Yeah. And for the bye week, you've had those big battles. You know who you are as a football team. You know what you're good at, what you need to work on. Catch your breath, because next Friday night, it is the long haul gauntlet grind. You are in it for the Super Bowl, and every single week is an incredible matchup against very talented players and very talented coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. It is going to be a fun one to watch unfold. And as I joked again with a coach earlier this week, I said, I feel like it's going to be one of those things where every team's going to beat up everybody else, and we'll just see who kind of, survives at the top of the pile when it's all said and done.
You're absolutely right. That's a great way to put it. And I can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun season.
It will be. And we're going to be talking about it next week, which is also exciting. Remember to follow Varsity Vibe on social media, really on Friday nights, all the time, of course. But on Friday nights, we've got you covered with highlights, action, photos, behind the scenes stuff, all of it right there, scores, all of it right there for you on our Varsity Vibe social media platform. So make sure to follow us. Brey, thanks so much. Enjoy your bye week too with Harbor not in action, and we'll catch up next week.
Yeah, no, thank you. We'll be in Memphis. We're gonna watch some Tiger violence. We're really looking forward to it.
That'll be fun. Hopefully, Arkansas comes back with a win. Yeah.
We'll pick.
That's all you have to say.
We'll pick.
We'll pick. Hard work and grit are what it takes to excel in sports, and every week we're highlighting those who have put the work in to get better. This week, our Performance Athlete of the Week is Farmington wide receiver Brady Richards. In his first game of the season, Richards had 13 catches for 199 yards, and with SRD, he shaved off time from his 40-yard dash, added 8.67 inches to his broad jump, and added 5.5 inches to his vertical. To learn more about the program, visit srdathlete.com. That is going to do it for Varsity Vibe today. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. Enjoy it if you're headed out to any of the high school games around the area. And remember, follow us on social media. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel. And if you haven't, sign up for the newsletter. Go to varsityvibearkansas.com. That'll come to your inbox twice a week. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lindsay, Lewis Automotive, Bridges Therapy Group, and Quick Turf. Enjoy your weekend.